pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of minutes from February 6th, 2023.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Robbins,
Second.
second by Commissioner Pierce. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approval of the minutes, February 21st, 2023.
Make a motion to approve the minutes. February 20th.
Motion by Commissioner Pierce,
Second.
second by Commissioner Hatch. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next on the agenda is awards and proclamations. This is always a fun part of the job. So. Okay.
Samantha Rodriguez Flores, please come forward. Be recognized. Samantha has certification of appreciation for the city of Devils Lake is to be recognized for 5 years of service dedicated to the city of Devils Lake. And I want to congratulate you for your service. And I really appreciate that ticket you gave me.
So do
And that was okay.
US dollars. Nice job.
Thanks for doing a great job.
Thank you.
Okay,
Next, Captain Jason Toso, please come forward to be recognized. And an appreciation for your years of service, 25 years of service to the city of Devils Lake. Boy, time flies, doesn't it? And thank you for doing such a great job and committing to your city of Devils Lake.
Appreciate it.
Close to retirement, aren't you?
Yes.
This is dated a little bit. He might be close to 26 years now.
Oh, okay.
Past 26.
A little over 20.
Little over 26.
There you go.
But this is-
This is a past due recognition.
Okay, congratulations. sir. Thank
You guys can leave now.
You're free to go whenever you
Yeah.
want.
Yeah, rest is boring.
Rest is boring.
We are having a Zumba class after this.
Under no obligation to stay.
But if you want to learn about politics, you're certainly welcome to.
What are they gonna do
I'm
here?
always ready to learn.
Okay. See you on Wednesday then.
Okay.
Well, thank you. Okay, we'll move on, and public hearing was set at 5:30, but there's nothing on the agenda for that. Bid openings, there's nothing for that. Visitors and delegations, tonight we have Susie Kenner from the Chamber of Commerce with Tourism to give us a report, and then we all, I think, have our packets in front of us. Once again, a nice packet, Susie.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Thank you. That we skipped right down. I'll try and keep it brief because again, the peanut gallery over here is giving me a really hard time about my report. But I'm asked
It's
to
just
come here
because-
once a year to give an update on how tourism is doing in our region. So I just want to give you a little bit of a recap. The main book in here is the fiscal report that we put together every year. So it's based on our 2021 information. But new this year, every 3 years, we do a new strategic plan for 3 years out. And so we put together a new one for the next 3 years. So just to give you a little bit of a brief overview on that, some of the key takeaways for the next 3 years is to use the North Dakota or Devils Lake North Dakota brand to promote and market tourism for the Lake region, develop new grant opportunities for tourism-related activities, support and grow the efforts of Devils Lake to deliver hospitality for visitors whose activities support tourism, work to expand on our winter visitation in the area, work with leaders on lake issues to continue growth in tourism, work to expand workforce in the Devils Lake area with the rest of our partners, and continue with staff development to grow our knowledge. And then in the report, those are kind of broken down by our strategies, but again, just a brief overview of that. Second, for our 2022 tax collections, Our fiscal year, because I run on a fiscal year compared to a calendar year like the city, our numbers were up over $6,000 in 2022 compared to 2021, which was good. Again, I said it last year, but we were really lucky as a community through COVID with our tourism-related activities helping to sustain with our activity in the area, our sales tax collections and such. So it's something to really be proud of. In our community that we are a tourism destination as such. North Dakota Tourism again completed another study with tourism economics based on our 2021 data. And our overall spending for Ramsey County relating to tourism activity was $57.46 million. So that's direct spending in our community relating to tourism. And it was a record year for us. Pre-COVID, our highest number before that was $56.65 million. So on page 3, I have a graph that just highlights all of the tourism-related visitor spending since 2014. So we had a small dip in 2020, but other than that, we've been climbing pretty much every year since 2014. So just want to point that out as well. Another thing that we keep note of is our fish netting numbers, since we are really a lake destination, and our fish netting numbers look to be in really good shape in the near future here, according to North Dakota Game and Fish. So with that being said, we should again still keep the economy booming with the anglers that are coming in. We share photography with our partners, which is really nice. We have our photographers come in like anywhere from 2 to 4 times a year. And when we get those to come in, we try and get into all of the businesses as we can to help promote them. And we turn around and we share those on Google Maps for the businesses. So we just hit 3.1 million views on those photos on Google. So that's a good thing for the city as a whole, because people are going in and looking at the different restaurants or resorts, attractions, things like that. And it's really getting our name out there. So that's another thing that we continue to look at. Last year, we attended the St. Paul, Madison, Wisconsin, and the Minot sports shows. And something that I wanted to point out, the last couple of years, I was not that it matters, but I was the president of the Destination Marketing Association of North Dakota. But with that came the opportunity for Devil's Lake to be represented at the international conference for a couple of years. So we were really able to get in and expand on the Highway 2 corridor. I noticed that a lot of the information that's coming out is along the I-94 corridor. You know, you hit the Fargo, the Bismarck, the Medora, you know, and then continue on. A lot of those people that come in on the international market will do like a 10-day to 3-week itinerary and hit kind of this 5-state conglomerate that we're a part of. So it really opened the doors for us, and we were able to continue on with that partnership. And we've partnered with Grand Forks and Minot with that trip to IPW. And we now have itineraries along Highway 2 that we have on our website and some other different areas. So it's been kind of a unique experience for us. Something that we noted is Berlin is in one of the markets that we represent in the international market, and they've creeped up into our top cities as far as views on our website. Which you might think is kind of spammy at first, but when you look at all of the efforts put in by North Dakota Tourism, as well as our own efforts and giving all the information back to the people that are requesting, the tour operators are requesting specific information to Devil's Lake, I think it's starting to pick up and to hit a little bit. So we'll continue that effort on, and hopefully we'll see where it goes. And if anything, we've gained a partnership with Minot and Grand Forks to help with those itineraries. We hosted some pretty cool people. Last time I was here, I mentioned that Meat Eaters, a Netflix series, was coming to do a documentary on fishing on Devil's Lake. They did come. I think it was probably the coldest day in 25 years that they were here. And they really pushed out that they weren't going to air the episode. And so I have to give Mike Jensen a lot of credit with North Dakota Tourism. He pushed and pushed and said, okay, if you don't want to air it, come back. We'll have you back. Well, they ended up putting it together just on YouTube. They didn't put it on Netflix. But as of last week, 384,000 people have watched the show. So again, getting the message out there for ice fishing, and it was kind of a cool experience, and they were able to showcase it in a good way. So I was pretty excited about that. We launched a new website in November. If you haven't looked, devilslakend.com. We're pretty proud that we put a lot of effort into that, and I have to give Allison and our office a lot of credit for helping get that momentum going. But the nice thing about our new website is it's partnered with our members. And so there's a partner portal now, so they can upload their own pictures and their own information and their amenities and such. So it's more interactive and a lot easier to navigate through and a lot easier to use. So if you haven't checked that out, you need to do that. We are continuing on with our mobile usage, and we are still seeing on a yearly basis about 50% of our people that are viewing our website are doing so on their mobile phones. So we are always conscious in making sure that everything that we push out looks good on a phone compared to just a desktop. We also notice that it's some real-time usage as well. So people are here and they want information from like our fishing reports or where to eat, things like that. So we've been pushing out more blogs and trying to do more real-time information. And in 2022, we had a total website hits of over 85,000 people, and our page views topped 369,000. So again, that's something that we watch, and we always want to continue to grow those numbers. The more people we have looking, the more people we have turning into actually coming here and spending some money. If you notice in our fiscal report, our advertising budget dipped a little bit here for this coming year. We're not spending quite as much. It wasn't because we are shy on our sales tax or our tax collections, but we ended up putting some money into a tourism capital grant program. So we funneled some money over to kind of help out with those different attractions or different tourism related entities to see if we can grow more things to do while people are here. So happy to report we have our first one in, and we will be looking at that in our March meeting. So excited about that. This winter, we just because of those cutbacks, only attended one sports show, the St. Paul Ice Fishing Show, which has personally been kind of nice to take a little bit of a break from all that travel. But on the flip side of things, it's kind of letting us take a step back and watch on which shows are really starting to continuing to generate the traffic and where we want to look at going next year. So it's nice to have a little break from that. We are working on a bucket list series. We have had a production team in here for waterfowl hunting, and then we did ice fishing, and now in May we will do a bucket list trip for open water. And we are turning those into kind of a destination trip. So we brought people in from out of town, and we really highlighted them coming in, working with a guide. We highlighted different attractions that they may have visited, the different restaurants. And we'll turn that into a 15-second, a 30-second, and somewhere around a 90-second overview of their trip here. So we'll be able to push that out for advertising, and then it'll say for the whole story, click here, and it'll take you to the website. So you can kind of see their whole trip while they're here. One other cool little feature I want to point out really quick. North Dakota Tourism cornered us when we were at the Legislative Day for Tourism a couple of weeks ago, and we are going to we're working through it right now, but we're kind of a guinea pig, so to say, with our new website and our event calendar. There will be what's called an RSS feed, but basically anybody that puts their event on our website right now or in the near future, it will automatically funnel to the North Dakota Tourism's event calendar. So right now, if you're hosting an ice kids tournament, I'll just say, you have to put it on our website, and then if you want North Dakota Tourism to promote it, you have to go and put it on their website. Well, now you only have to do it on ours, and it'll funnel directly into their website. So I'm pretty excited about that, and we'll start pushing that out as soon as it becomes live. Hopefully in the next week or two. We're kind of on that final stages of that. So I think that in a nutshell, we'll just be able to promote our events and our things to do a whole lot easier once that is taken care of. So that's all I had, unless anybody has any questions for me. I didn't go over our marketing plan. I don't think you guys care. But if you do, I can definitely tell you.
Looks like you're doing a great job at it.
It's always very impressive.
Yes. A lot of good information here, Susie. Thanks for the hard work.
Yes, you bet. Thank you guys.
Anybody have anything for Susie? Once again, thank you for a job well done and appreciate you coming here tonight to tell us well. Let's see here. Commission portfolios. Okay, well, Commissioner Pierce.
Chief, we got some out-of-state travel I'd like to get approved for April, the first part of April. Dustin Dimmler's going out to Emmitsburg for the National Fire Academy. He's gonna take an inspector course. And then also at the end of April, the 24th through the 29th, Corey and TJ are gonna go down to FDIC, which is a huge conference for us. So
That's cute. Yeah.
the volunteers are gonna foot the bill for TJ, and then the city side will foot the bill for Corey.
It's not the banking one either. It's FDIC. That's a nice event to go to. Huge.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to approve the out-of-state travel requested.
We have a motion by Commissioner Robbins.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Hatch. Any discussion? All in favor of this motion, say aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, we got a leadership presentation coming up at the high school on Thursday. We're gonna do a couple sessions up there. And then moving on from basically fire department information into fireworks. I was given an email today to present on behalf of Shane. But the fireworks show, again, if the city wants to do it or the commissioners want to do it, the same show as last year went actually up about $1,500. So instead of 21,000, it'd be 22,500. And if you guys want to do that, we got to figure out the date, if you want to have it the Saturday before, or if you want to do it on the 4th, like we always have.
We can bring that maybe, because I did get that email with the agreement and everything. We can bring it as a formal agenda item to the next meeting to discuss the date and then approve the agreement. We can move forward on that.
Excellent. That's all I got.
Okay.
As mentioned earlier, the 14th or the 15th of March is the next LAC meeting. And we have the domestic water or the domestic fowl meeting tomorrow 4.
Tomorrow 4.
So our next meeting for the chickens.
Okay.
So, other than that, that's all we got for it.
Okay. Robbins.
Mike, anything in streets?
Nothing tonight, Commissioner.
All right. Anything in engineering?
We have a couple things on the agenda tonight, but other than that, we're working on probable assessments that'll be going out for the water main replacement. That will be opening bids up at the next meeting. You know, because it's a health and safety issue with water mains, it won't be a project that can be protested. But as a courtesy, we'll let people know that this assessment's coming up. So we're working through the process of doing that, and they should be going out this week. So that's all I have for engineering, unless you have questions for me, Commissioner.
That's all I have.
So, okay. Mr. Hatch.
Mike, anything from sanitation?
Nothing for sanitation.
Rob, anything?
I'll just follow up briefly on the domestic fowl committee. We already had one meeting. We have another one tomorrow. I expect that there may be one more following that, just to kind of go through the final draft of the ordinance that the committee wants to propose. So I don't know if we'll necessarily be ready by your next commission meeting, but I would expect in April, we should have an ordinance to propose to the commission. I'll get the other stuff later.
Okay, thank you. I don't have anything else.
You sent out, was it an email or a text for the tax equalization meeting?
Yeah, so we're looking to move the tax equalization meeting. We had it set for April 4th. We're going to move that back to April 13th. Just with some of the technological things we've been running into, we just needed a little bit more time to make sure we can get all the information together for the commission.
Noon thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, noon.
Is that it?
That's it.
Commissioner Hamreys. Mike?
Nothing under utilities. for the commission tonight.
Okay. That's it. Okay, Spencer.
Just a couple things, Mayor, Mo, and members of the commission. They've had conversations about having a joint city commission and Ramsey County Commission meeting to discuss the LEC and the ownership arrangement between the two bodies. And that meeting scheduled for Monday, March 13th at 5:30 PM in the large meeting room in the basement of the courthouse. And in talking with the city attorney and the state's attorney, really the primary goal of that conversation is to discuss both the city's and the county's ownership of the facility, as it's 50-50 right now. And to try and chart a course moving forward that is in the interest and satisfactory to both the city and the county. And I feel like it's my understanding that you guys have had that meeting in the past, and we're going to have another one and hopefully chart a good course forward. So again, 5:30, March 13th in the large meeting room in the basement of the courthouse. And other business, we're in the process of working up that new website. We're hoping to launch it this week on either Wednesday or Thursday this week. And really want to thank Devin. He's been working for a long time on that, and something that's long overdue. And somebody like Devin, I think, emulates a lot of our city employees, where they wear a lot of hats that aren't necessarily part of their job description, and they don't complain, and they just put their head down and they go to work and for the greater good of the organization. So I want to thank him, as well as all of our other city staff members that go above and beyond their normal job duties. Just to give you an update on our 2021 audit. Originally, we were hoping for a conclusion and final report done at the end of February. Now it's looking like it might be the end of April. And in reading the newspaper, I saw that the Williston School District, their financial year ended in June 30th, 2021, and I think they just recently got their report. And so we're an extra 6 months beyond that. And I think they have a lot of projects, and I think that they're trying to catch up with some of that, as well as the legislative sessions going on right now as well. So just wanted to give you that update. And then in the informational items, you'll see that the first one is a server incident assessment and corrective action plan. A couple of weeks ago, we had server issues where I think we have 7 servers or 6 servers, and they all went down, and a lot of them were restored, and we went 5 days without our file sharing server. And in the effort to correct things, there was a significant mishap where the server that had our assessing software called Vanguard was, for lack of a better phrase, completely wiped out. And so we lost all the information that we had as far as our 3,400 parcels for the city of Devils Lake. And we've been working with Vanguard, and we've attached the corrective action plan that they have, as well as an incident assessment from Corporate Technologies explaining the how, what, and why those things happened. To this point, we were able to identify a backup from 2017. So what Corporate Technologies did is they recreated the server. We put the Vanguard software on it and a blank canvas, and Vanguard was able to get information from 2017. So they went in and they filled in all the information they could. We got as much information from Ramsey County between 2017 and 2022 as we possibly could. They have uploaded that in. And Rob will give you a rundown as to what still needs to be worked on. But those are the hurdles that we're working through to get the Board of Equalization done on time. And so, number one, I want to thank Rob. He's brought a positive attitude. When you become the new assessor and basically you lose all your information, you can either run out the door or you can say, roll up your sleeves and we're gonna work really hard to fix it. And he's rolled up his sleeve and we've been working hard. And there are financial realities to the circumstance. Corporate Technologies has so much as said that this was not a City of Devils Lake error. And so far, the costs associated with rebuilding the software, they've committed to paying for. And we'll have to continue to monitor the amount of effort it takes to get it restored and adjust our strategy when new information arrives. So that's where we're at. It has been a big lift. It's something that we've been working on a lot behind the scenes. It's prevented us from doing a lot of basic things back in the assessing department that we should be able to do. And we're working on it. We're working on it. I think we're bringing a positive attitude to fixing it. And I want to thank Vanguard. They've been really good. They've been really good with helping and try to restore. I think that they've moved heaven and earth to get this done as soon as possible because they know we're working on tight deadlines. But something that was quite unfortunate, but we're working on it. And we see a little light at the end of the tunnel, but it's still going to be a lot of work.
Is there a way from this point forward for them to back up that system other than?
Yep. And the other thing is we want to make you guys know that we are making the necessary investments in as far as backup servers that were not made previously. We are making those investments now. It's a expenditure of about $550 plus $150 year long. So we're already making that commitment to make sure that we prevent this from possibly happening again. So
It isn't one, it's another, right?
yeah. And I would say just from working with corporate technologies, they have acknowledged that there was a significant mishap, and they put forward a lot of effort to try and they brought people here on site and staying overnight, and they worked hard to restore the problem as well. But we want a lot of work still to be done.
Okay. Thank you, Spencer.
I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think that's good.
Okay. Didn't forget about you, Chief. I just knew you had so much that
All right.
you were going to be last.
No, we just started our,
Oh, sorry. My bad. Go ahead. Sorry. I was gonna have Rob give you an update on what he was gonna do as
Okay.
far as action plan
We
from
can go
here
back.
now. Sorry.
Go ahead, Chief.
we're good?
Yeah, you're good.
No, we're just gonna start our team building, or building a team for the CAD program. I know STARS have been kind of the spearhead of that. And that's all this week, trying to pretty much build our CAD program, that Central Square Zerker program. So we've all been doing that all week. So it's kind of the thing we've been doing.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Rob?
Yeah, no, and I can just give a little bit more of a detailed update as far as what I'm seeing and what work's going to need to be done. And maybe elaborate on a couple of different things that Spencer touched on. So the backup that they found, which we're very, very, very fortunate that they found, was from January 20th of 2017. So everything that was done up to that point, we've been able to recover. Still 6 years worth of data that we've got to recreate, but we've been able to get all the individual valuations for all the properties for all 6 years imported. So we've got that in there. We've got all the building permits because we have spreadsheets of that. So we've been able to get all that information back into there. We also have limited sales information. So the sales that have occurred in that time, we've been able to get that in there to an extent. But a lot of the new deed owner information didn't process over. So we had 905 deed transfers in 6 years that we have to go back through individually and get the proper addresses and update the deed holders on those properties. We found that there were 46 residential and 308 commercial properties that have building values, but the building information is missing. And that is because a lot of the commercial building information was done in the last 6 years. So that's all gone. So those, you're talking 354 properties that will actually need to reach out and touch. When you're talking building information, you're talking about square footage, individual components such as number of bedrooms, fixtures, the grade of the property, the quality of the property, like the condition it's in. We have 66 parcels that existed at the end of 2022 that were not in our CamoVision or in the software in January 2017. So we're going to have to figure out splits and combinations that occurred to get those done. And we have to update pictures for every property, as that was last done in 2018. So that was lost. So I say probably 95% of the pictures in our system are from 2004. And we just got the update installed today. So I've only had access to it since about lunch. So there's a lot of assessing that we have to do yet to really try and figure out what our long-term action plan is going to be. And it's going to take months for us to recover from this. But I think, the attitude's been really good in the office. Everyone's kind of taken it with a good attitude, and everyone, I think, is ready to do what they can to help out. And I want to touch a little bit on too, we really need to thank the county for a lot of the information. They've been more than willing to send us information to help us import it, to save us that time and data entry. And their commitment to helping us, it can't go unappreciated. So that's kind of where we're sitting with it. It's a lot of work that we have to do, but everyone's got a good attitude and we'll get it done.
Is it anything that you could get extra help, part-time help doing some of the stuff?
And that's going to be, once we get a better idea of everything we need to get done, we'll sit down as a team with Corporate Tech and Vanguard, because I think we're going to end up utilizing Vanguard for some on-site technical assistance. But we really got to get a handle on everything we need first before we have those conversations.
It's got a retired fire chief.
Oh, wait a minute, don't volunteer, I got enough going on.
It's one of those things we totally lost our everything and we finally rebuilt a little bit of a foundation. And so now that we have the foundation, now we've got to develop a plan as to what we need to do to rebuild it to where it was. And that's going to be much more difficult than what we've done so far. So
Certainly an unfortunate situation, but thanks for working extra hard, everybody that has anything to do with it. Appreciate stepping up.
And like I said, the incident report and the corrective action plan is attached as an informational item.
Okay, perfect. Anybody have any other questions? Well, we wish you luck on getting that all squared away, but I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate. Way to welcome aboard. Okay, anything else under portfolios or anything? If not, we'll move on. Next item is land acquisition for the city project 230-101. It's the 14th Street Northeast and 14th Avenue Northeast road improvements. Is that, Mike, you got to handle that one?
It is, Mayor. There's a memo included in your packet as well as a map. According to our municipal code, if the commission is going to receive any property, if the city is going to receive any property, the commission has to approve that. And that's why this is on the agenda. Ray Slutland is here. He's with the township. If you look at the map, there were 5 different property owners that we've talked to related to the acquisition. And realistically, it's just a switch from the roadway control that currently exists right now. The city limits runs down the center line of 14th Street as well as the center line of 14th Avenue out to the Four Corners. And as part of the acquisition, we want to make sure that there's no question that the city has, we can certify that we have the real estate because we are using federal money as part of the improvement. And so we ask the adjoining property owners to simply quit claim their interest if they have any. They may not have any interest, but quit claim their interest that they have for the road right away. So the 5 adjoining property owners, and one of them is the park board, quit claimed their interest for the 33 feet lying adjacent to 14th Street on each side and as well as 14th Avenue. And so we have to accept that. And then this is part of the work that we're doing for improving 14th Street and 14th Avenue this summer. Now, 14th Avenue, 14th Street, they're part of our shared road agreement that we have with the township. And honestly, there are a couple of roadways that we can sit on our hands and look at it and say, well, that roadway is in tough shape. In some years, it's hardly passable. Dale, I think Commissioner Robbins knows better than anybody how rough that roadway can be. So we can sit back and not do anything. I have a notice here from the township saying, hey, they're on board with the city taking over the roadway separate from the roadway agreement, shared road agreement that we have. Realistically, the township doesn't have a lot of money. The township's not going to invest a lot of money in the roadway. So either we take it upon ourselves to improve that roadway that's immediately adjacent to the city, running right next to Ruger Park, and say, hey, we're going to make these improvements. We have access to some COVID funds, so that really helps offset some of the costs. But in total, we're looking at about a $600,000 improvement as part of the work that we're going to do this year. And of that, the city's going to be, we'll be investing about $100,000 into it. We're putting that roadway together in a fashion that in the future, if we choose to pave it, it'll be ready to be paved. And I can see that happening in the future, and that'll be a discussion item for our capital improvement committee. But that's kind of what we're looking at. It seems to make sense. You know, right now, as part of our shared road agreement, we have a partner with us as far as doing the blading and things right now. But the roadway needs more than that. The roadway needs an improvement, and that's what we're pursuing as part of this work. So recommend approval of the acquisition and the commission accepting the property.
I'll make a motion.
We got
Approval.
Commissioner Pierce moved to
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Hatch. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Next item, awards city project 230301. That's the Stromquist Storm Sewer Improvement Project. Mike?
I included it with your packet again. It's another memo. And with that is the bid tab for the work. Recommend City Commission approve awarding option 1 to DL Barkey Construction, Inc. in the amount of $369,142. And as outlined in the memo, we plan to pay for most of this using sales tax revenues and municipal infrastructure prairie dog funds. For the most part, it'll be prairie dog funds is what we're looking at. This particular project will not be special assessed. This is kind of an extension of the storm sewer work that we had just finished up with the Corps of Engineers with that pump station that was recently installed in that area. That pump station makes this project feasible. And with this project, it kind of goes hand in hand with the roadway work that we plan to occur in that area next year. Recommend approval of the award.
I'll make a motion to approve the engineer's recommendation and also note it was within like 1% of the engineer's bid. That sound about right?
You know, it's always lucky to get that one bid. You're always looking for that one bid, right?
Okay, we got a motion
I'll
by
second the
Commissioner
motion.
Robbins, Commissioner Pierce is second. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Hash?
Aye.
Commissioner Robbins?
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce?
All right,
President Mo?
Aye. Motion carries.
get to work. Oh,
Thank you.
Okay, consent agenda. We have nothing under that. We'll go into new business and the LEC computer aided dispatch system agreement. Is that Spencer?
Mayor Mo, members of the commission. So Star over at the LEC, she sent over this draft agreement for the ongoing cost for the computer aided for the CAD system that we recently purchased. Moving forward, as far as the annual costs go, the LAC is serving as a fiduciary for it. The $38,000 per year is what the city was expecting to spend. And so this is just kind of preliminary. They want to take it back to the LAC board, but bring it before you to give a recommendation. And I think right now it's under the initial cost sections. And I think talking with Star, she said that they're going to move that down to the annual cost. Just need to move the box. So I would just recommend approval of the financial commitment in the agreement, and then our commissioners that are LAC representatives can take that back to the board as they try to finalize their plan, and then the formal and final agreement will come to you in the future at a future meeting. So.
And this is just a little expedited, isn't it, Star? Wasn't the thought the bill was going to come once the system was up and running, and it got here a little sooner than expected? Is that fair?
So this is just for the yearly cost.
Yeah, annual maintenance fee.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, and it will be probably in July that we receive.
The bill for this.
Yes.
Oh, and then at that
Yep.
time, we'll have to bill back. The
Correct.
LEC will have to bill back the entities.
So we don't have to do anything with this tonight.
No, just, I think they just want to make sure that there's a commission consensus so that our LAC commissioners can go back. So I would just say recommend approval of the financial commitment listed in the
And our share would be 38,000.
38,000, which is what we were expecting.
So we want a motion on that?
I think it would be good.
Okay.
make a motion.
We have a motion by Commissioner Pierce,
I'll second.
Commissioner Robbins, seconds. Any further discussion? Roll call?
Commissioner Hash?
Aye.
Commissioner Robbins.
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
President Mo.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay, well, at this time, there's nothing under citizen comment. We will now close the meeting for a short executive session, and I'll read this for those that are watching. The Devils Lake City Commission will convey an executive session this meeting on March 6, 2023, to discuss a proposed law enforcement center joint powers agreement as permitted by North Dakota Century Code 44-04-19-1 and 44-04-19-2 and 44-04-18.4. At this time, we will close to go into executive session, and we'll go to
We'll go to the
the
back
conference
room. We'll leave
conference
the
room,
meeting.
and those who wish not to stay are more than excused to leave at this time.
And I would say, I think we need to list the members that will be in there. So the members that will be in the executive session are the city attorney, Jack Yunker, will be tuning in remotely. And then Commissioner Hash, President Mo, Commissioner Robbins, Commissioner Pierce, myself, city administrator, and the police chief. Will be in it. And then, yeah, so,
Thanks to the others for.
and then we will come back to approve the list of bills afterwards.
Okay. Okay. I will now open the meeting up again and informational items is the server incident. We've talked about that. The auditor report has been given, and I guess at this time we will call for a motion to approve the list of bills.
I'll make a motion to approve and pay the bills.
Commissioner
listed.
Pierce,
Second.
motion, seconded by Commissioner Robbins. Any discussion? Okay, if not, roll call, please.
Commissioner Hash.
Aye.
Commissioner Robbins.
Aye.
Commissioner Pierce.
Aye.
President Wall.
Aye. Motion carries, and that is the conclusion of the meeting. Anything else? If not, meeting adjourned.
If there's one positive that might come out of this unfortunate incident for Rob,